Hey, how's it going, everybody? I wanted to make another video about like vampires and werewolves. My previous one only specifically kind of talked about ones from like JoJo, but vampires and werewolves have been a part of human history and human mythology for centuries, deeply rooted in cultural fears, superstitions, and our fascination with transformation. Vampires trace their origins back to Eastern European folklore, particularly the Slavic regions. These undead, blood-drinking creatures have parallels all over the world. Their cultural influence runs so deep that even real-life animals carry their names. Everybody knows about the vampire bat, but did you know that there are vampire ants who feed off the blood of their larvae, and vampire crabs who don't necessarily drink blood, but they feast on dead matter? One of the most iconic vampire figures in history is Dracula, a character now in the public domain and endlessly reimagined. Dracula was inspired by Vlad III, Prince of Wallachia, better known as Vlad the Impaler. While the real Vlad didn't drink blood, probably, some stories suggest that he dipped bread in it, and may have had hemolacria, a condition where tears mix with blood. Werewolves have their own deep mythological roots, especially in ancient Greek and Roman stories. The legend of King Lycan is one of the earliest tales of human to wolf transformation. Interestingly, no animals are named after werewolves, but the mythology is arguably richer. One old belief said werewolves were male versions of nightmare spirits, men who unknowingly became wolves in their sleep, attacking livestock or even people. If they were wounded in wolf form or named aloud, their human identity would be revealed. Some tales end with death, others with redemption. Shape-shifting rituals were common in Norse and Roman traditions. Warriors like the Ufjeden, I'm still not pronouncing that right by the way, or berserkers would enter a trance-like state and become beast-like in battle. Over time, stories evolved. Maury de Francis' 12th century tale reimagined the werewolf as a cursed soul, not a voluntary shapeshifter. That version stuck. That was pretty much a rough cut for the history of like werewolves and vampires, but my main topic is I wanted to talk about like the different type of werewolves and vampires that I see in like video games and TV shows, and here we go. So a key difference I see between werewolves and vampires in most video games and TV shows is that there's two versions. They're either infected with a disease or they're cursed with magic. Let's start with the disease route. In modern vampire fiction, vampirism is often treated like a virus, something contagious, transmissible through blood, bites, or exposure. Take the show V-Wars as an example. The vampire virus in that series was buried in ice and thawed out, infecting two characters, Michael Fane and Luther Swan. As the story unfolds, we learn that people with a certain predator gene are more likely to transform. It's a very grounded science fiction approach to vampires, but real talk, these vampires tend to suck. They're often weak, generic, and easy to kill. Think of vampires from Day Shift, more like action movie goons than the gothic nightmares of old. There's a YouTuber called Thought Potato who broke down this concept brilliantly, talking about vampirism as a disease and the exact changes that the body goes through while infected, and how the virus cells interact with the body cells. It's really fascinating. In shows like Castlevania, vampirism feels ancient, dark, and inherited through blood, but in a mystical, non-medical way. Or take Demon Slayer. Humans drink demon blood and Muzan chooses who transforms. The demons are vampires, but I am intrigued by how they use that same concept. In Buffy the Vampire Slayer, vampires were created when a human's blood was mixed with the demons. After that, vampires are created by other vampires through the same blood. I'd even put the vampires from Sinners into this category, though details vary. These cursed vampires tend to often feel more powerful, more mythic, and their lore tends to affect how they live, feed, and see themselves. If you played any of the Elder Scrolls games, you know it blends both types. In Oblivion, you can catch porphyric hemophilia, and in Skyrim, it's sanguinary vampirus. Both are bloodborne conditions, but they behave differently. pH, as I'll call it because I'm not going to pronounce that too many times, makes you burn in the sunlight if you don't feed after a while. Whereas SV makes your blood boil under the sun. And from a gameplay standpoint, your character during the day cannot regain their HP, magicka, and stamina. Then there's the third route, Molag Bal's vampires. Molag Bal created some of the first vampires, and these ones are inherently different from the ones you find around Skyrim. Lord Harkon is a vampire created by Molag Bal, and he even says his blood is completely different from the viral strains. Which is true, as the blood obtained by Harkon allows the player to transform into the same monstrous form that he does, while Sanguine Vampirus does not. Let's shift to werewolves. Just like vampires, lycanthropy can be a curse or a disease. The term lycanthropy itself comes from Greek lukos and anthropos, human. But I also must confess, I used to be one of those wolf kids. When I was like 7, I wanted to be a wolf, man. It was horrible. But I'm older now and I've matured past that. In the original Wolfman film and in the show Being Human, lycanthropy is treated like a curse, often passed through bites or scratches. The Witcher continues this trend. Werewolves there are often victims of ancient curses inflicted by lovers, gods, or spirits. Even Buffy explores this in season 2, episode 15. It's showing both the transformation and the emotional turmoil of being a werewolf. Then you have the viral versions, like in the Elder Scrolls, where werewolves are tied to Hircine, the Daedric Prince of the Hunt. It's still magical, but it behaves more like a contagious disease, especially among the companions in Skyrim. In Bloodborne, the Beast Scourge lies somewhere in between infection and transformation. The blood of the old ones, an ancient alien ichor used for miraculous healing, is the source of this horror. Though it grants strength and vitality, it also carries the unknowable essence of cosmic entities far beyond human understanding. Exposure to this tainted blood gradually warps the body and mind, turning people into beasts. The more one depends on it, the more monstrous the transformation becomes. Many of these creatures resemble werewolves, but their origins are not rooted in curses or full moons, but in humanity's reckless pursuit of forbidden knowledge. It's cosmic horror meets lycanthropy, a grotesque evolution born of divine corruption. One other angle I want to talk about when it comes to werewolves is some are fully aware of their conditions. They lock themselves up on full moons, take potions, or isolate themselves. Others, they black out and wake up with blood on their hands, not remembering a thing. That duality creates a great opportunity for tragedy, drama, and inner conflict. Interestingly, in Being Human, a werewolf has like an inner wolf. Like, it was very interesting to watch that whole thing. Think back to like Zombie Toe Spirits. The character Josh, who was a werewolf, had to create a relationship with the wolf inside of his mind. It was really cool. I also once again want to bring up Thought Potato. He made a similar video for werewolves, and in this video he explained how lycanthropy might affect the body, like how it may change the bones and how the muscle structure may be changed, how the cells are rewritten. It's horrifying when you think about how much of a toll the transformation would actually take. Next, I'm going to talk about the thematic contrast. Vampires and werewolves have always served as mirrors of each other. Vampires are always elegant, seductive, immortal. They're cold and calculating, where werewolves are chaotic, primal, emotional, wild, and passionate. Vampires always live in isolation, castles, crypts, nightclubs, and werewolves always thrive in packs with social rules, loyalty, and instinct. They're the perfect contrast in any story: head versus heart, mind versus body, control versus chaos. It's always so great. It's kind of funny that only a few monsters follow this infection or curse model. Vampires and werewolves and zombies to some extent, but zombies are a whole different beast with so many variants it's hard to track. So maybe in a future video I'll explore that too. Anyhow, I just want to apologize for like taking an entire month. I had lost my motivation for a sec, guys, and I was actually working on a video right now. I'm waiting for my artist to actually get done drawing the thumbnail, which will take a couple days. But now that I'm back on the metaphorical horse, I got a lot more video ideas that I can make pretty quickly. Like I said, this one realistically probably only took like 2 days to make, so you don't actually have to watch this part. I'm just stalling so I can reach like 8 minutes. You can click off now. If you did watch it to this point, you don't really have to watch past this point anymore. You know, lately I've been playing like Oblivion myself. I'm having a lot of fun with that game. For a second I wasn't, but then I started having fun again. But then I got like a bunch of games. Like I started playing Morrowind, and then I bought Cyberpunk. I like that so far. It feels, honestly, I'm like horrible at FPS games, but like every time I get a headshot in that game, which is, it's actually a lot more than you think. You may it sounds like I'm bad, but it's actually like a lot more than you think. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you want to see the zombie video, you know, just tell me down below. And I want you to always remember this: fear God, love Jesus. Peace.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.